Greetings sailors and welcome back to World of Warships, and today I'm going to be looking at the tier 6 of the new French line, which is secretly an Italian ship as it turns out. It was handed over post-war. It was actually one of the Soldati class Italian destroyers and was handed over, as it says there, in 1948. So it's got Italian guns and it's got rather an Italian design style. The bridge wings on the French destroyers tend to be rather more pronounced, and especially of those kind of pre and during the war designs, the French ones seem to have much more square bridges, much more angular bridges, whereas this has got quite a rounded bridge. It's still kind of square, but if you look at the other Italian and French destroyers we have in game, you can kind of see the difference in the design language. The much smaller bridge wings on the Italians compared to the French ones being a bit more prominent and yeah, just generally more angular, as I said. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure why they decided they needed an Italian destroyer for the French line, but technically it was in French service, so I guess it counts. The reload is not very good considering it's got 120mm guns, but it does have decent torps, decent range torps, and decent concealment. I pointed out the decent range rather than decent damage because, yeah, much like the previous tier, they don't do a lot. So, you know, we have not only now Swedish ticklers in the game, but we've got some French ticklers as well. You can tell I've been waiting to use that joke. Anyway, let's hit battle, see what the thing gives us, the matchmaking. Ooh, double CVs, that's never fun when you don't have smoke. Okay, and it's not like the Duchaffault has particularly good AA either. So yeah, for a domination game, double CVs, I mean, it's otherwise not bad matchmaking, but the double CVs particularly unpleasant. Right, well, we'll see what we can do, I guess. It's going to make us a lot harder. It's going to make it a lot harder to remain stealthy and drop torpedoes, which is not going to be fun at all. You don't have a lot in your toolbox, really. You've got the short duration emergency engine power and the damage control party, and that's it. Damage control party, at least, you know, 38 seconds is quite a quick cooldown. I can't remember what the standard is for destroyers. Is that better than the standard? I don't know. It's not something one typically pays attention to with destroyers. Battleships maybe, because there's a couple of battleships, especially the American ones, where you get a very short cooldown for a battleship, and it does actually make quite a big difference. Whereas for a destroyer, maybe it makes less of a difference. I don't know. Right, this, yeah, we've already got plane spotting. This Independence is going to be spotting me anytime soon. So let's open up with our very meagre AA, and it looks like they're going for the Exeter. We've got some Allied planes doing a bit of damage. So then going for the Exeter. Right, though now I'm here now, which is a bit of a pain. Torpedoes just about loading. Now, where do I drop? It is a bit of a guess as to where enemy destroyers are going to be coming in. They might be close to the island, they might be close to the other side, oh, there we go, so it's the Matsuki over there. We'll drop one lot of torps over there. I do wish the torps reloaded a bit quicker, given the fact that you don't really have a lot else going on with this ship. 120mm especially. Only 20mm of penetration, so yeah, you don't even meet that 21mm threshold, which is important for dealing with cruisers and things. Right, there's an enemy sub. Yeah, this reload is a bit painful. And there we go, down to 10.5 already. This kind of setup is more slightly more viable at sort of top tier, tier 5, and even getting to tier 6 it becomes a bit dicey. Smotsuki's really not trying to disengage particularly hard, are they? Anyway. Bit of damage so far, but yeah, nothing spectacular. Okay, I guess we now have to try and stealth up. This is just a very, like, any time you get this kind of double anything, double CV, and you don't have smoke, it's pain. It is just pain. Right, that Mackinson is reversing. We might be able to get the cap, maybe. Looks like we have the bulk of the enemy team on this flank. There's 2 ships spotted down there. Says the Icarus. So that leaves their Leone unaccounted for. Yeah, this is kind of tricky. The Montecuculi is actually coming this way, and I am destroyer spotted. Let's pop that. Okay, so that was the Matsuki that briefly spotted me. Unsurprisingly, I mean, who else was it going to be? Do I try and... I guess, given the Montecuculi is currently occupied and a bit distracted, hopefully. Gonna take some torpedoes. There we go, enough damage to polish them off, given they were already low health. Okay. Gonna kill. Not too shabby, but yeah. Man, I am not wording well today. It's one of those days, apparently. It is one of those days where you just discombobulate all your worms, to reference a somewhat famous To Ronnie's sketch, in case anyone thinks I've randomly had a stroke or something. Yeah. Anyway, Texas next. I guess we haven't lost anything so far, but it kind of... Well, there we go. We've lost the Agano. It kind of feels like it's going to be... it's going to be rather dependent on my teammates to do stuff in this match, because yeah, this is not feeling like an especially strong ship. It doesn't fill me with confidence playing this thing, seeing the stats of it. There's the Texas. Right, we know the Icarus is not the Icarus, the Cachalot is close by. We might get a chance to actually drop some depth charges, which is generally quite satisfying. Icarus could be a problem in terms of gunfire. The Leone has a whole bunch of guns, but a truly terrible rate of fire. It's kind of a wacky little ship. I wouldn't say it's good, but it's certainly sometimes a bit interesting. Talking about ships that are interesting, the dockyard is upon us. The new dockyard. And the end result, the Spanish T9 cruiser, I don't know if I'm wildly interested in that, but the Leipzig is the kind of midway through thing that you get. And I've actually done a video not that long ago. There was a video earlier this year on the Leipzig that I did, which I think showed it off quite nicely. And yeah, that's worth checking out if you're at all interested, which I think you should be. Leipzig is an interesting ship. Right, that is a submarine up my butt, and now an angry Icarus. And we got the sub, that's nice. Oh, it's the Leone that's angry. Also got planes coming for us. We're also very unhappy. In fact, we can turn on our AA for what it's worth. So yeah, Leone, lots of guns, but it's like a 10-second base reload. It's pretty terrible. It's not a good... Oh, you're turning in. It's not a good gunboat, especially. It does have long-lasting smoke, though, which is quite nice. In fact, it's the same 120mm caliber as you find on this ship. But you just get a lot more of them. Kind of interesting. The Italians did come up with some somewhat unusual ship designs and ideas. Like you've got the is it the Ferruccio? Kind of long-range colonial cruiser kind of concept that they had. And the Leone itself was also meant as a kind of colonial station destroyer, rather than something that was going to be fighting in the Med. Anyway, we're still alive, 2 kills. We are winning. I don't know, it's kind of hard to say that it feels like I've contributed a lot. I've been a part of this flank, and it's been the flank where all the other ships have been, so it's... I don't feel like I've done anything super decisive here. But sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes you're just part of the whole thing. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm not wording well today. I'm just not. Yeah, sometimes you can't be that decisive contribution. And I think that's probably going to be the case more often than not with this ship. It really just does not have a great toolbox. But the stealth is at least okay for tier 6. It doesn't have horrible stealth. It certainly does distinguish itself from the other French destroyers. But arguably the other line of French destroyers are like also better at being torpedo boats. I don't know, you can spec them out that way. They don't have good stealth, but you can spec them out towards torpedoes. Have they changed the symbols on the minimap? I think they have. Yeah, they have. This is the first day post-patch, so presumably that was somewhere buried in the patch notes that I did not see. Are you firing at me, Leone? Yes, you are. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to... It's kind of hard to place what this is supposed to be good at, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of struggling to think of like the best use case scenario for this thing. Right. They're struggling to hit me at least, but this is a bit of a dance at the moment with 2 CVs who are very not keen to see me. Oh, second plane shot down. Oh my god. I think we might actually get to kill both these destroyers. Not me personally, but you know, us, the team, might get to kill both of these destroyers. Is that going to hit? That's going to hit. That is not enough to kill it with 2 torpedoes, because these torpedoes are terrible. They are French ticklers. Oh no, the Vesa got them. They are French ticklers. That's all they do, is they tickle. They do nothing more than that. Oh, well, this is a nice bit of a damage farm at the end here. But, ooh, hello torpedoes. But we've already kind of well won at this stage. We're a bit off with AP. Let's try the AP. Who knows? 120mm AP. I'm not expecting great things out of this, but you never know. Well, that wasn't awful. Right, we're going to have to turn in, aren't we? Hello, Serov planes. Ooh. Hit on the stern, not too bad. No, these are not doing anything. I don't think we're going to get this kill either, but, 60k damage, not awful. Definitely not awful. Right, here come the rocket planes. Confederate medal. Ooh. I might get this kill. No, never mind. Denied. Oh well. Gestalt. Is that maybe the word I was looking for earlier? Part of the whole gestalt. I could have just said team, but now I'm being fancy and using foreign words, apparently. Those foreign words coming here and taking our meanings. What? I don't know. That was enough for top of the tube. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how. Okay. You can tell I'm not taking this ship entirely seriously. I did get the, where are we? The Tier 7 and the Tier 8 unlocked as well, so I know what my next 2 Warships videos are going to be. Yeah. By the way, if you're wondering why I haven't clicked any of these things, the web interface for the armory, just the last, month, 2 months, it's been particularly unreliable and terrible to the point where I don't bother trying to get into the armory through the client anymore. I just go on the website and do it that way instead because it does not work. And it's not working now to the extent that when I click on the dockyard, it's showing me the animation every time and the intro screen every time, and I can't actually buy any of the packages because it's not connecting to the armory. It says you have 0 doubloons, but I do have doubloons. It's the one thing that's correctly displaying in port. It's the number of doubloons that I have. So I don't know. But it's busted and it doesn't work. We've also got this latest event going on, which is literally we're going to try and get you to pay money for some differently coloured versions of existing tech tree ships. That's where we're at with the current event. Okay, Wargaming. Okay. Shall we give it one more go? Come on then, Duchaffault. Let's see what we can, if we can top that last performance. 1500 XP. Or if it's going to be glorious failure, possibly inglorious failure. Oof! So, only one carrier this time, but there's still a carrier. We also are in pretty terrible matchmaking, to be honest. We have, where are we? A weird mix of Tier 6 and Tier 8, and I think I spot 1 Tier 7 per team. That's bizarre. That's really weird. So, I think we get outspotted by the Asashio, Gida, and we just get outspotted by L'Aventurier. Yeah, there's also the U-69 to contend with. This isn't at least a domination match, but it's not a domination match on this map, and I kind of don't like this map very much. If I had to pick a least favourite map in Warships, it would probably be this one. It's not uniformly terrible, but you quite often get the merry-go-round happening with, especially in standard games where you get the bulk of one team going one way, the bulk of the team, just like it says, a merry-go-round and avoiding each other, and then you ended up getting capped out by whichever team was worst at defending with the few ships that went the other way. So yeah, it's not a fun time, especially. I wonder why they've changed that. What was the point of that slight change of the icons? I don't know. Somebody somewhere thought it needed refreshing. Who knows? You know what might have been interesting as, and yes, it would be a gimmick, but if you had the ability... Oh, hello, that's sub-torps. With just one set of torpedoes, but to select what speed you wanted those torpedoes to go at. So there's the L'Aventurier. Because sometimes setting them to go slower would actually be useful for dropping from further away. There are certain times when having slower torps actually would be kind of not a terrible idea. Right, we were absolutely just doing our best to disengage there. Fortunately, that lights us up for planes to come and spot us potentially. They seem to be doing something else just now. So, like at the moment, for instance, dropping on that new mechs, the torps run out of steam before they cross paths with the new mechs, or at least they just about do. Oh no, they're manoeuvring anyway, so that isn't going to hit anything. But if they run slower, if you've got the space to give the extra lead needed for the torpedoes, then slow running torpedoes can they have longer to you know, how do I put this? The enemy ship has more time to get into range of the torpedoes before the torpedoes run out of range, essentially. So yeah, sometimes slower torps can be interesting, and that would be maybe something, I don't know, even in some kind of future line if they do that. But typically if you get oh crumbs, typically if you get different sets of torpedoes on ships, we've got a couple of ships that do that so far, but they are the ones I'm specifically thinking obviously of the Asashio, but it seems to be, yeah, the case of like regular torps and deep water torps, as opposed to the same torps but going at different speeds. Anyway, that was just a random thought. I really daren't open fire here. Ugh. Well, this is just rubbish. Hello, planes. Are you going for me? You're going for me! Okay. Right, well... I don't know what the point of that was. They got nuked by the battleship, the double battleship AA right next to me. This is a very dicey place to be. I could chase after the Asashio, I suppose, who cannot torpedo me. But Asashio's guns, they might be slow firing, they might have terrible turret traverse, but they still hurt. Japanese 127s are still more effective damage dealers than these things. In fact, I don't know if they'd even reload that much slower than these. What is the Sashio's reload on its guns? Honestly, can't remember. Gosh, that submarine's determined to have a go at me. Right, I can't really do much here at the moment. We've already lost... I don't even know how much of my health that is. Like 15% of my health? I can't remember what the maths would be for... I don't know, I can't do the maths quick enough in my head to figure out the percentage. I'm just looking at the thingy bar. I wonder if there's a mod that shows you like an actual percentage. That might be quite handy. It modifies the display. I think there are times when it'd be handy to look at a glance and see the approximate percentage you have left. Where am I going at the moment? Don't really know. Sashio seems to have retreated north. We'll just... I don't know. We'll see if we can... oh, hello, it's L'Aventurier. That's very bad news for me. What can I do right now? Not a lot. Probably just die. At least they don't have any immediate backup, but they've got more health, better guns. I don't have any immediate backup either, so... yeah, they were sort of having the same thought as me, as just poke around and see if you can see something. We ran into each other, and I'm having a worse time than they are. Right, well that's not great. I did wonder if the Uganda might have shots. But no, they're currently occupied looking elsewhere. Well, I think we know who came worse out of that engagement. I did take some of their health, but not a lot. Not a lot. I'm now at maybe a third health. So that was fun. So somebody's already got... Oh, good lord. See, this is the thing with Wargaming doing these kind of events, that somebody's already gone and bought themselves that was a colour token Carolina, apparently. Somebody already bought themselves one. Oh, good lord. Okay, well, this is why Wargaming do these events, because people will pay money. There's no way they ground enough tokens in that time. Right, torps out on the turpits. What else can I do? Even trying to tackle that Asashio would probably not go well, unless we manage to torpedo them. I guess we'll try. They seem to be chasing down this U-69. We'll maybe see if we can give them some kind of help, but... yeah. Oh, our other North Carolina is also one. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay. Hopefully this Asashio is distracted enough by the sub. But, no, they've decided to turn their guns on me. Yeah, so this is how I die. I get gunned down by an Asashio, with there not being a lot I can do about it. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me. Really not a lot I can do about it. I'll almost have torpedoes back, but it's not going to be enough. Yeah. So this isn't great. And it's kind of unclear what sort of role it's supposed to have at tier 6. I feel we kind of lucked out in that first game. With the harsher matchmaking, this really does just fall apart. Literally, in this case. So, yeah, I'm kind of not impressed by this. Like, the tier 6 was... the tier 5 felt kind of passable at tier 5. But, yeah, when you get to tier 6 and it's really kind of feeling like the same thing, then, yeah. That's not even the colour, the special camo it comes with it. That's just one of the credit camos. I don't know, somebody just really wanted a premium North Carolina, apparently. And it's odd these days, because you don't even necessarily need the premium version of a premium ship, because you can put the premium package on a regular ship and make extra credits and stuff with it that way. And then you've got the various bonuses that you can put on as well. So, I don't know. It feels very low effort for Wargaming to have done this. Anyway, I don't think we're winning this match, but who knows, we might. I'll stick around and watch the rest of it, and I will jump in if anything particularly interesting happens, but I kind of feel like this is just going to be another sucky match on neighbours in kind of a sucky ship. Remarkably, we actually may well win this. In fact, it looks like we possibly will win this. They've managed to take down the remaining tier 8 battleships, but we've also lost the Nottingham in the process, and the Andrea Dory is not exactly looking terribly healthy either. Their sub is still around, as is their CV, who is down south somewhere. So we're probably going to lose that ship, but the Z-23 and the Carolina, both decent health, and our Ryujo's still up and alive and kicking as well. So they might well be able to kill off the Indianapolis. There we go. In fact, they just did. So it was looking pretty dicey there, but it was close enough in terms of ships that yeah, our team's able to get the upper hand and just kill a few critical ones, which really does kind of clinch it for us. It could have gone the other way. I mean, we are now ourselves down to only 3 ships versus 2 ships, but it's the ships that remain and how much health they have that really does matter here. So yeah, if these two stick together, it really does kind of negate the possibility of that enemy independence being able to take out the Z-23. Because an independence versus North Carolina AA isn't going to have a fun time. We just need to not lose anybody to the sub, basically. And we'll stick ahead on points for the next couple of minutes. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. But if nobody does anything silly or gets detonated or anything like that, then we should be okay. As long as the Z-23 is able to sufficiently screen the U-69. As long as they're both helping each other, the North Carolina with AA and the Z-23 against the submarine, then yeah, this might well be doable. Although that AA is still not enough to prevent the independence from making one drop there. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. They are healing a bit. It's not a huge amount of health left. It really is that sub that's the main threat to the North Carolina. Oh no! Oh, that was very close. I think if anyone is an MVP in this match, it's this Z-23. I don't think we could have done it without them. I mean, they've got 3 kills. I'll be highly surprised if they're not top of the team. It is unlikely that I would have been able to do anything like the same in the Duchaffault, because it just doesn't have the tools. It just doesn't have any tools, really. It's got that short duration speed boost, and that's about it. So this new 69 should be going down very shortly, and we've also got the enemy CV spotted. Oh, another submarine getting sunk. It's very satisfying to see. There it goes. That just leaves the CV now. Excellent. Well, this was really quite a close game, as it turns out, but we've actually managed to pull through. I, of course, you know, made by far the best contribution, the most important contribution to the whole thing. Yes, it's not that I was in a completely outclassed tier 6 that had no hope of really doing anything meaningful. Oh well. Yes, I'm a good player, and other comforting lies I like to tell myself. So we are, dying seconds. The Z-23 should have been using a little bit of HP when they were firing against the angled Independence, but broadside AP's the right thing. Unfortunately, the Independence gets to live, but only just. It wouldn't have taken that much more to sink them. Anyway, that literally took the entire 20 minutes of that match. Yeah, this was not, in fact, a better game than the last one. At least I wasn't dead last, but 882, that feels about right for the lack of anything that I managed to do, really. There just wasn't... There was no good place for me in this match. There really wasn't. So yeah, that Z-23, definitely give you a compliment. And looks like that North Carolina did decently as well. Third place, Andrea Doria, actually. They did okay considering they were bottom tier. But bottom tier in a battleship, I think, can be less of a problem than bottom tier in some kind of destroyers. I say some kind because other times, if you're in a stealthy destroyer, if you've got smoke, if you've got things, you know, that you can use to your advantage, then being bottom tier is not such a big deal. But in this case, it kind of was. So that is the tier 6 of the new French line. I am thoroughly unimpressed. It is not particularly a good ship. and I can't see anyone playing this one for fun. I think people are going to play it to grind through it, and then who knows, it might get buffed at some point later down the line, because at the moment I am I'm not convinced it stands with its peers. It really does not feel like it has any particularly high capabilities. Like there's nothing about it that's especially good. I think the best thing you could say is the stealth is decent for tier 6, and that's about it really. So that's it for this particular not great ship. If you enjoyed the video, you can do all the usual things down underneath it, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.